Dr. von Braun, Chancellor Sorondo, fellow academicians, thank you for the immense honor of being admitted to this extraordinarily important academy. My name is Stefan. I'm a physicist and work on making light microscopes as sharp and as informative as possible. Like Reinhard Genzel, I'm a member of the Max Planck Society and serve as a director at both the Max Planck Institute for Biophysical Chemistry in Göttingen and the Max Planck Institute for Medical Research in Heidelberg. With regard to my past in life, I was born in a city called Arad in Western Romania in 1962, in a region that was ethnically mixed at a time, which was quite typical for regions that belonged to the Austro-Hungarian Empire before World War I. My ancestors originally came from southern Germany in the mid-18th century and had lived peacefully with the neighbors for more than 200 years. This explains why my last name is German, Hell. Well, in German, it actually means bright or clear. And as we shall see, it fits in nicely with the essence of the science I made. My father was an engineer and my mother was a teacher, and I owe a great deal to my parents. Not least the value assigned in our family to education, which was seen as something you can hold on in changing times. And times changed for us in 1978 when we managed to escape the Iron Curtain and start a new life in West Germany. I was 15 years old and I was fortunate to quickly complete my schooling in Germany. As I always liked science and math, I decided to study physics in Heidelberg. When the studies were finished, I wanted to continue with a PhD. Although I had done well in university, I deliberately stayed away from the high-flying fields like particle physics, astrophysics, and so on. Instead, I picked and applied more practical topic as I didn't want, as I thought at that time, to have difficulties finding a job afterwards. We still had to struggle to set up a new life in Germany. So I signed up for a PhD that involved checking out aspects of light microscopy for computer chip inspection. Nothing that got me really excited, to be very honest with you. This is why eventually I thought that I have to think about something that would be really cool, because this old-fashioned area of light microscopy wasn't cool at all. You see, ever since the 19th century, it was textbook knowledge and commonly accepted that the resolution of a light microscope working with ordinary lenses had arrived at a hard limit. So I thought breaking the resolution barrier, that would be really something, because everyone believes that this is impossible. Having learned the hard way that one should do something one is really passionate about, I set out on breaking the resolution barrier in microscopy with nothing but the intuition of a young, passionate physicist. For over a decade, I was the only one pursuing this idea. The idea was considered so crazy that I couldn't find support in Germany in the early 90s. So I ended up with a research fellowship in Finland, a place called Turku I had not heard of before. There, on a Saturday morning in '94, I got the idea of stat microscopy, which indeed overcame the resolution barrier and changed the field once and for all. The rationale was to discern molecules at nanometer length scales, not by trying to focus the light more sharply, but by transiently keeping some of them in a non-signaling dark state. And this is actually where my last name comes in. Yes, for overcoming the resolution barrier, you have to make some of the molecules bright, in German hell, but the rest of them have to be dark. For this development, I was fortunate to share a big prize in chemistry in 2014 with Eric Betzig and W. Myrna. And since then, I've stayed active, and the more recent breakthrough is a concept called MinFlux, which has enabled the ultimate level of resolution of, say, 1 to 2 nanometers, the size of the molecules themselves. In my personal life, the year 2000 not only was the year when the experiments were published, the decisive experiments. I also married my wife, Anna, a pediatric orthopedic surgeon. In the meantime, we have 3 boys and a daughter, and they really are our pride and joy. And I know this has been more than often said, but the children are our future, and I'm hopeful that as part of this academy, we can have a positive impact on the world they grow up in. Thank you very much.